Now, today, first thing I'm going to do is to share how I've made. I did say this was the first one I did, so that ignore the face. I'm going to redo that. And then I did that one. And just trying little bits and pieces. You can use all your oddments up. This was done on a bell. That's done on a styrofoam ball. And then the next one was this one. This was the last one I did. So you can do anything with them, really. So they're really easy to do. So I'm just going to move those out of the way. Now, you're going to need some fabric. Small polystyrene ball. This is a 1 inch. This is I think it's 5 centimetres. And that one is 3 centimetres. Okay, wide. I'm going to put some, well, I've got these actually. I made these up. Just make these for the hair. Then you can plait them. And I'll show you how to do that shortly. I just want to do this first because I've been watching what's been going off in America, here in the UK. And I'm appalled. I really am appalled by the behaviour of people and how they're being manipulated into doing things that's just causing havoc across the globe. I'm going to have to say something. So I found this on the internet last night and I really thought you've hit it, you know, you've hit the nail on the head. So I'm just going to read you this. This was not my quote, this is somebody else's. And he named it Never Cared. So when I read this out to you, just please think about what you do before you do it. Before you say anything. This can't continue. It really can't, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. Never cared. I never cared if you were gay until you started shoving it in my face and the faces of my children. I never cared what colour you were until you started blaming my race for your problems. I never cared about your political affiliation until you started to condemn me for mine. I never cared where you were born until you wanted to erase my history and blame my ancestors for your current problems. I never cared if you were well off or poor until you said you were discriminated against when I was promoted because I worked hard or harder. I never cared if your beliefs were different from mine until you said my beliefs were wrong. Now I care. My patience and tolerance has gone. I'm not alone in feeling this way. There are millions of us who do. And we've had enough. And I wanted to read that to you because with what's been going off, you know, we've got so much in our faces. Everybody carries a phone, everybody films everything. The more stupid it is, the more they want to put it on you know, YouTube and wherever, Twitter, the whole lot, they put it up. How bad a crime is, they put it up. Whatever's happening in your world, someone wants to record it and put it up for others to see. Sometimes it's a good idea, but other times it's not. And many people, especially younger people, what they see, they can enact upon. And if they do that, it's not always for the good. Until I read this last night, and I've seen thousands of videos, thousands of comments about all over the place, every country possible. Until I read this, it didn't hit home properly that, yeah, I agree with this person. Because I'm 60 next, and I have never, ever, ever been told you can't do something. I've never known anyone be told you can't do something, apart from the odd stupid teacher when I was in school, and to the what we used to class the dunce child, which is not an appropriate thing to do, but that is how it was back then. Until the dumb teacher would say, "You're stupid, you can't do it." It was just a matter that they couldn't be asked helping you to achieve it, whatever it was. And I've never ever looked at a person of colour, or I'm going to say black, because we did have black people, we had Asian people, we had Indian, we had all sorts, but we never, ever, ever looked at their skin colour and thought something of them because they were a different colour. Never. It didn't even enter our heads. It does today, not to me, but it does to people today for one reason. Because it's put out there in a negative way. And the kids are picking up on it. And they're acting up on it. And it's wrong. The adults in situations like that are wrong to make others feel other than good about themselves. I knew people in school that was gay. We were brought up with people in the streets that were gay, you know, in other homes around us. Never, ever did it once enter our heads that they were not normal or anything like that. They were just another person living in the same square, going to the same school. They were different to us. Who cared? Nobody did. Again, that's your adults putting it out there that there's a problem. There isn't a problem. I don't care now. I've got family that's gay. Oh, I couldn't care less. I don't give a shit about it. If they are, they are. And what, I don't love them any less. I don't think of them any less. In fact, I quite enjoy them because they're funny. They're funny people. They make a laugh and a joke of their own, you know, of the way they are. But I did start minding about it when it was shoved in my face all the time. Because you're trying to emphasise these people that have got an issue with their own sexuality. It's not us, it's them. And you've got, when it's shoved in your face constantly to say, you have to comply, you have to think how we think, then that's wrong. It was the wrong way to go about it. So, you know, who you support, who gives a bollocks? I'm sorry. Who gives a shit whether you support Conservatives, Labour, Republic? It doesn't matter. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. It's a great way to have discussions, debates. You don't have to be arrogant, angry and full of crap. You don't. We never did. You lot are making it like that. And not you lot. I'm on about the people that are making it like that now. I never cared if anybody was rich, poor or indifferent. I don't care. I was brought up poor. I'm not rich now. I wish I could have some more money in my pocket, and I'm working as hard as I can and long hours slugging my guts out to make a living. It's what you do. If you want something, you have to earn it. You have to work hard for it, and you have to enlighten yourself in what is what. You can't just expect it to be handed to you on a silver plate. It doesn't work like that. Of course, unless you're from a very rich family. We have rich families, you know, and you know what? They're more stupid and docile than the people on the street. Honest to God, they are. And they think everybody owns them. They own everybody and everything. And you're shit, you know, on their shoes. No. I couldn't care less. I will live how I'm able to live by the work I do. And I'm content and happy to do that. And to be honest, I don't care what your beliefs are. You can believe anything you want to believe. That's up to you. You're an individual person. Don't live by other people's means and standards. You live how you want to live. If you want to better yourself, you have to work at it. It takes effort. Don't expect anything for nothing, and never, ever expect it to be handed on a silver plate. Because the majority of the people in the world, they're not rich, and they will never get it handed to them on a silver platter. You might get conned into doing something to make money, but that's up to you. You know, if your mind's in the gutter or going that way, then you'll probably say, oh yeah, I'll do that. But if you're living a respectable life, the best you can, in the best way you can, then you're just going to say, back off, mate. I'm doing it my way. Patience and tolerance. I've always been known as being a very patient person. Always. Always. But I'm not as patient as I once was. So I've spent the last 55 years being patient, and the last 5 years getting really frustrated and angry at idiots. Idiots that are pushing things that don't exist, that shouldn't exist, that doesn't have to exist. And you can see it clear as day. So I've more or less gone through 3 generations, and I'm sorry. The education system needs to be changed so that we bring back morality, we bring back history, we bring back everything. It has to start from day one, that you teach your children, and you make sure they're in a school that teaches your children everything that child needs to know to succeed in life. You never ever harp on the past, mistakes, problems, because you've got to move forward. Learn about them, yes, but don't harp on about them. That's where the riots are now coming from, because they're taught, you know, what happened in the past is still happening today, and it's not. You will get small clusters, yes, and when I say that, we've billions on the planet, and you'll get a small, you know, 100, maybe 200, maybe even 1,000, which is nothing compared to what used to be. And I've watched hundreds and hundreds of videos lately of black people saying, we aren't wanting this. This is nothing to do with us. And I'm really sad to say a lot of the whites are actually causing the problem for the blacks now by these protests and things like that. You know, I condemn all the riots that they've been, you know, the hateful riots, the hateful speech. I condemn that. I'm glad people are going out and speaking out, but do it in a respectful manner to get your point across. You going out, burning buildings down, burning churches, you know, burning federal buildings, you going out and being destructive and destroying everything in sight only makes you look like they thought you did in the past. Not that you actually were, but like they accused you of being in the past. And if you think about it, it makes sense. In the past, black people were accused of being, you know, well, they downgraded blacks, and they did, and then there's no getting away from it. But that's in the past, and it's 100, 200 years ago. Today, look at Atlanta. How many millionaires that are black? It's a black city, and how many millionaires live there? So you can do it. It's been done. People are much better off now today than they've ever been. Ever. More people are mixed race than there's ever been. We've got mixed race in our family. Their children are absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with them apart from the fact that they're being fed wrong information. And yes, we know there are racist people, but the pockets of them, it's not all over the globe. It's not. and people don't want it anymore. They don't want this hatred coming out and living in the past. So I'm really sorry I've had to say something. I've felt for a long while I needed to say something. And whether you agree or not, you are entitled to your opinion and I am mine. That's freedom of speech. And I'm talking. I'm not ordering. I'm not demanding. You know, I'm talking. And if you disagree, that's fine. Disagree. But don't come back with abuse. Because you'll just be, I'll welcome comments, but don't come back with abuse and a lot of language, because I can swear as much as the next person, but I'm talking about things. So if you're going to comment about what I've just said, please do. But be respectful. And that's all I ask. And thanks for listening. Now we'll move on. And if you've turned off, I'm sorry to see you go. If you're still with us, hi. Sorry, I had to say something because it's getting way out of hand. Right, we're not going to harp on at that because I don't want to. Now, that's for the hair if I need to, but I have got some already done. Like I said, I'd show you how to do this sort of thing. Now I'm just going to cut a piece of fabric, which is for the head. Oh, and I've got some white felt there. So here's that. I'm just going to cut it into a circle. I don't need a big one because it's only a small head. Like that. I need a little pin, I think I have, which is that one. There's the head. Sew around the edge. Well, thank you to the lady that told me what the blanket stitch was, because it completely went out of my head, and I should have known it because I used to do lots of sewing and well, I still do sewing and embroidery, but I just couldn't think of the name of the stitch. And regarding crafts, you know, all the skills we learn, we must pass on. We need to get the girls back into doing crafty things and learning how to cook, learning how to sew, how to mend something. We need to get all of this back. These skills are going, and the kids are just, they've got nothing. They've no skills. And, you know, oh, we'll just go out and buy something instead of mending something. Okay, I'm just looking for the line that joins them there. So I'm going to put this here, just there for the nose. That's fine. And then we pop that in there. Trying to get that in the middle. And then pull this. Right, now hopefully I can pull it without... Sorry about that, my phone, it's my sister's. We have a group chat that we do, and so all I'm doing is just pulling all of this fabric in. That's it, look, see we've got a face. Need this little bit doing here. There we go, we're going to hide that with the hair. So I'm just going to do that. Now what I'm going to do here is, oh god, my glue stick. just going to put some glue on here. And then move that about, and that will definitely hold all of that down. Yeah, just do that. It'll hold all that in, and don't worry about it. You can manoeuvre that about like that. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to have to rethread my needle. I do think as mothers, when our children are being unruly or not doing things in the right way, it is our duty as a mother to put them right. It really is. And, you know, share that there are ways and means of doing things the right way. This violence it's a no-go area for me. Even now, my children are, Sadie's 38 this year, Gary was 39 in July, and my eldest boy, John, was 40 in February. And although he and I have our differences, I still wouldn't allow him to be disrespectful. Right, what I'm going to do now is to just do a little bit of a colour on the face, on the cheeks. So just tap a little bit on that, not too much, you don't want to go mad. And you just brush that in, like that. And then I just give it a quick brush, like that. As quick as that. See? And then I need some eyes. Now I have two different sizes here, and for this size doll I'm going to use the bigger one. And I'm going to pop these in here. I'm going to put one there. And one there. Like that. And we'll glue them in. I'm just getting them in the right place. Yeah. That'll do. I use glossy accents for this. Sorry, we just get a pin. Pop a little bit of glue around there. Like that. Push that eye in and push that eye in. Why did I do that? Oh, that's fine. Let me get this. I'm just going to get a little bit more on that cheek. There we go. Now, I'm also going to do the mouth. And I'm just using a felt pen. Like that. Then I need, let me just make sure that's working. Just to do a couple of eyelashes. There. Like that, and eyebrows. Very small, you don't need anything major. And there's the face. And now what I need to do is to do the hair. Now, like I said, I've got some, I'm going to put some real hair, not real hair, I mean what looks like doll's hair here on this one. Now, we just put a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to pop that on like that. I need a little bit more. I'll clean that off. Move my needle. See, I just pop this on like that. I'm going to bring this around. It's just how you want it to be. Ignore this because she's going to have a hat on. Like that. And now we want to put quite a bit on the sides. And I just gather it all up. Dobber glue. And then we can just fill this in. Like that, see? And we can trim it all down if we're not quite happy with it. Like that. And we can add bits to it as well. So just leave that for now. So that's what she's like. I mean, a bit wiry. But we're now going to do the hat. Using a little bit of trim, I need a little bit of pink ribbon. This is my scrap box. So just finishing this off and putting the little lacy edging on. Just a quick stitch, that's all it is. And then just enough to tie this off at the end. There we go. Oops. So that'll do. I'm just going to rethread my needle because I do need to do the skirt. Right, and now what you need to do is we need to bring that together. It's a bonnet. Oh, sorry, I need to round that off. Like that. Sorry, forgot. Almost. And just round that off. And then we're taking it from about halfway. Okay, and then what we do is we pull that tight. Pull it as tight as you can. Like that. And then we take our doll, the head, see, and her head's going to fit in there like that. Oh, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Well, it will do when it's put on. So, sorry, let me just get this going. So I've put some round the middle, and then I eased it out a little bit because it's going to stick like that to her head. And that'll help pin the hair down. Trim off any of the hair I don't want. And the tiniest of bits of glue to glue the hair down. See, that looks fine. And then she's got all these little curly bits, which we can sort out later on. So that's a hat so far. We haven't finished yet. Does she look cute? So now what we need is a larger piece of the felt. And I'm just looking for the big sheet. Where's the big sheet? There we are, I've got it here. Oh, I had a piece. What did I do with it? Oh, never mind. Again, using the same felt, I'm basically just going to cut. This is a 12 by 12. So that one was an 8 by 8. This is a 12 by 12. And I'm basically just going to cut 5 centimetres. Like that. And just to make sure that is pretty much the same. Oh. Now what we do is we're going to put this on, and this time I'm going to glue it on. Okay. Now, I'm not going to glue it in all the places just yet until I've got it on. So I'm going to like miss an inch and then glue it, because glue hardens and it hardens a material. Miss an inch and glue it. Just a couple of centimetres. Like the width of your finger. This trim is due back in any day, so I'm just waiting for it to come in. We've got it in white, cream and pink. And it's ideal because it's a gathered one. Like that. And then we cut that. Just put that back in the bucket. So we've got that. Now what we have to do is we have to stitch this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different thread. I'm going to use this because it's embroidery thread and it's just stronger. I've got to pull this together. Okay. Don't knot the end. You don't do a tacking stitch. So you just need to leave that on like that. And then do your running stitch. And please, please, because I've said something on the beginning of the video, please don't come back saying you shouldn't do that on a video. It's my video. And I'm entitled to do what I want, when I want, how I want, and where I want. So I'm just asking you, please, keep your comments and let you know your negativity to yourself. Because we do get people who seem to think they can come on somebody's video and say what they like, but nobody else can. Right, just pull that tight. Hopefully it won't come undone. Like that. I'm going to triple knot it. And then we just... Oh, come out, you Wally. I know what I've done there. Just cut that off, mate. The knot won't go through. just going to cut that off. And then we take this and slightly overlap it, only a touch. Like that. I'm just going to burnish that little bit there. Like that. And there's the dress. You take the ball and you have to add that to that. So again, and then go out about 1/2 inch. Pop the ball on in the centre and pull it down. And you see where we haven't glued it? Once this is on, you can glue that in place then. Like that. You just got to make sure that it works. I don't want it stiff, you see. Some fabrics are stiff. That's all it takes, is that. Oops, have I done it? It's a quick job, doesn't take long. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm also going to do another line around, because I want mine a little bit more down. So I'm just going to do that. And that's all you need to do. And hold it. See? Now, the other thing is, we also need to take this and make it flat a bit. So I'm just going to take my knife and I've got the edge of this as a guide, you see. Just take that out. Let me just straighten this off. And if you take your power tool and you just do that for a minute and then press it down, that's it, flattens it back out again. So you haven't got them bobbly bits everywhere. That's another little tip. And it's perfectly flat. So now we've got the back of it here. Now I'm just going to glue that in. And then we need to pop the glue on here. Fill that in. And you need to get this right. Move the hair. Oops, sorry, that's the back where the little thing is. And then you just pop that on like that. Isn't she adorable? And then what I did with one of them was that I used this trim. Probably should have done that first anyway, but it's up to you how you want to do it. Pull her hair back, pull that around. Oops. I'm going to take that off. I'm just going to take her head off a minute. Sorry. That is probably what I should have done in the first place. Yeah, it would have been easier. So, we just do that. Isn't that pretty? And then we can pop her head back on. let's find out where the back was. Where's the back? I don't suppose it matters now, does it? Not really. And then we're just going to pop a head back on like that. Okay, let's carry on. Right, so I need to do the bow. I'm just going to cut a bit of ribbon just to make a little bow. How did I get that? Look. Stupid. That's it. There. Now, see the back here? That's just slightly come undone. So we're just going to pop that back together. Let me just see what I can put on the back. Oh, I've got one of those. Let's just see what we can do with these. I'm going to put this on the back to cover that. It was an earring. And right underneath, I'm just going to pop on the little bow that I've made, like that. And I think we'll have them about that long. Like that. And then at the front, yeah, we'll just put one there. Which is a little diamante there. There you go. Now, you can do it where you put arms on. And what you do is to thread the arm, the wire through there. And then cover the ends and make little hands and she can carry something. But right now, let me just... No, I like that like that. What I'm going to do is just attach some of the hair a little bit more. Where's my... I don't know where it's gone. Wait a minute. Where's my tweezers? I'll do that. I'm just going to put that little bit there. Like that. You can bring these down a little bit. Let's bring this down onto the face. I just get that. Oh, see if I can do it this way. I'm just going to poke that in there like that. Yeah, and we've got this little bit here. I'm going to put a little bit in here. Like that. And just a little dob in there to bring this up a little bit more. Oops. Sorry, you just have to play about until you've got it how you want it. Like that. to be honest, I'm quite content with that. I just think they are adorable. So easy to do, and you could do them and hang them. So what I'm going to do with this one now is I'm going to put a hanger on it just here, and by that all I need is very carefully, now just let me get my knife. Where's my knife? There we are. Just going to slice that in there, and then I'm going to take that and make the hole, take the ribbon, oh, about that'll do, put the ribbon together, like that, poke the glue gun in there, and then take my ribbon, lay it over and push that in like that, and let that dry, and straight away I've got my hanger. Isn't that gorgeous? They really are cute. I love them with a little button nose. That's it. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye for now. Have fun.